This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, so before we jump into another Kaldheim draft, I want to remind everyone that my content's sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. You can buy Kaldheim and everything else Magic, so check them out. Okay, so this is an interesting first pick. So, you know, Raydane is not the most exciting of these gods. But still a highly efficient creature who, you know, hates on some stuff, which isn't bad. Rootless U is pretty good, but you do need a little bit of help to make it its best. But, you know, it does trade, and then, yeah, Avalanche Collar also in the conversation. I think, you know, yeah, these are the three cards really in the conversation. And probably, you know, these two are similar in that they need a little help to get going, but once you have it, they're good. I think I'm going to go with Raydane again in the end. I mean, so many people play Snowlands. It seems like the upside of them coming into play tapped is even bigger than I expected. So we'll take the god there. Oh my god. What? What did our opponent take out of this pack? An uncommon? Okay, well, we start with back-to-back gods, one of which is super powerful. So, yeah, that's a good start. Probably means we'll 0-3, but it is a good start. Okay, all right. So, probably go with Augury Raven here. It's a nice little, you know, creature in terms of efficiency. I like it a little more than Valkyrie's Sword, which I do like, but I like the Raven more. Story Seeker, Stalwart Valkyrie, also pretty good. Foretell, by the way, also something Alrund likes, so that helps. That helps a little bit. So we should try pretty hard to be blue, at least. White, maybe not. Maybe we don't need to try quite as much to be white. Yeah. So this is a pack where I think the best cards are green. You know, we have Boreal Outrider, Rootless U, and Sculptor of Winter. Those are all, I think, better than all the other cards in this pack. So it's kind of tempting to consider going in that direction. But I should probably just take a white card here. There are good ones. Or a blue card. Mistwalker's no joke. Maybe Mistwalker's just what I want, actually. Yeah, I think we go with Mistwalker. Well, man, there have been a lot of Rootless U's. Of course, they're not great in multiples. I think the first copy's really good. After that, they decline in value. Yeah, this pack's not especially good for anybody, except for someone who doesn't already have a Rootless U. So, which is us. So I think it is what I'll take here. I mean, Mists of Lityara and Codespell Cleric just haven't been that impressive for me. Yeah, I like that Outrider for sure. Oh, Boreal Outrider. Grizzled Outrider's fine, but yeah. We're going to take Rootless U here. See what happens. All right, we'll grab another Augury Aven here. I think it's better than Rune of Flight. Yeah, Augury Aven it is. Okay, so white doesn't seem crazy open, but, you know, Raydane is not, like, incredible. It is fine, but more than fine. It's good, but not playing it won't hurt as much as not playing Alrund, you know, so. I could just grab a decent white card in Battlefield Raptor. I could also take Glittering Frost and see if Snow is what we want to do. Squash even isn't a terrible pick, because we're not sure what our second color is at this point, and we do have a Mistwalker. Yeah, I'm actually leaning towards Squash here. If the Giants deck is open, I mean, I think we'll go in that direction. All right, so I think we probably just take a white card here, though. We could take a blue one. The Thought Thief's not bad, but I think God's Hall Guardian's a little bit better. Okay, so it's unlikely Warhorn Blast is great in our deck, but the rest of this pack is so not good that it is what we're going to take. And in decks where you want it, it is super good. So, all right. So we don't have snow mana yet, but I think we can end up with some. We'll grab this Berg Strider. Alright, so this 2-drop came back. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's good enough. Yeah, I mean, green is pretty open. Like, people passing Rootless U, Sculpt... These are all very playable green cards. And the question is whether I should just go for it and maybe be like a green-blue deck. I mean, Draugr Thought Thief is so much worse than Sculptor of Winter. Yeah, the Worm does work with the U, it's true. But if they're passing that far, I think we could probably get one. Our God's Guardian actually works too. It's not as exciting, but it does work. So, if we were green-white. It does feel like blue's open enough. I'm less certain about our second color. So, you know, this isn't a great sign about red. All three of these cards are kind of meh or worse. So, grabbing a null. Why not? Well, we could play a Brine Barrow Intruder. Could happen. Okay. So, Glimpse the Cosmos is pretty good. Right now, I think we only have one card. Oh, we have two. We have two that will trigger it. And it is pretty great to recast. There's also a Valkyrie's Sword, which is pretty good, though. Bind the Monster, also in the conversation. But I think these two are probably better for our deck. It's kind of a hard pick. I think I am going to go Glimpse in the end. I mean, it just turns out to be, you know, 3 mana, draw 2, and have crazy card selection when you do it. Often enough that I think it's what I want to take there. So let's move the green out for now, keeping in mind we have 2 pretty good green cards. We also have one good and one meh red card, so... Yeah, removal would be good. It's true. Man, there's been a lot of Valkyrie's Swords going around. Okay, well, this is interesting to see. He is snowy, and, you know, our deck isn't that good at snow things right now. But he's kind of an interesting thing to think about. I think we're kind of looking at Depart the Realm versus Floodplain. We have another Valkyrie's Sword, too. I think we want the land. It's good fixing. You know, we need it for Berg Strider. So, yeah, I think we take it over the sword. That sword is good, but it's just like such a late game thing. Like, that's basically all it is a late game creature that leaves behind equipment, which isn't bad, but like it's a little more replaceable than you might think. Okay, so Story Seeker or Valkyrie. We also have Arctic Treeline like in the conversation. But I think we probably take one of these. The sword costs 7, Lord Will, when you make the creature. So I think we probably take Valkyrie here over Story Seeker and Arctic Treeline. Okay, I don't think we're doing well enough on creature types for Kinseekers. No, not right now. Probably just take Inga. She's pretty good. I like her more than a Snow-Covered Plains here. So yeah, we'll take Inga. So we're going to play both our gods, it looks like, to me. There could be, I mean, our white still isn't stellar, so there could be something that pulls us out of it, potentially, but it's getting less and less likely. Alright, so I think one Behold the Multiverse is something you really want, generally speaking. We are passing up another Snowland, but I like Behold the Multiverse enough that it's what we're taking. It's just so good at drawing you cards efficiently that, you know, taking more than one can be a little mediocre because, you know, you don't want that many of them in your hand in the beginning of the game. But the first one is a pretty high pick, I think. Okay, so we have Snow-Covered Plains versus Shieldmate here. I'm leaning Snow-Covered Plains. We do have Bergstrider, and I think that's a good enough reason. You know, Bergstrider is quite good. Shieldmate's fine, but we're gonna grab a Plains here. Thank you for the follow, Kilo or Celo and Loop 4X. Okay, there's some good white cards left here, huh? And decent blue ones too, honestly. Do we need like legit 2-drops? I think we kind of do, unfortunately for us. And I think we're going to grab one here. I do like the Braggart and the Valkyrie, but I think we need the 2-drop. It's a good one too. I mean, you know, it's not exciting, but it's fine. So here we'll probably take a Harbinger. We have enough Foretell and enough spells that I think we're interested in it over the Thought Thief. Okay. So we're not like a double spell Foretell deck, I don't think. And that's really the only place you really want to play the Effigy. So I think we'd rather have the Oracle, which is better in more decks, basically. So Master Scald. Right now you're not getting me back anything. Nope. So I think we probably take Depart the Realm here. It's fine. Okay, you know, like one run ashore is a nice thing to have around. Helps you punch through late game boards. And I think I'll take it over these two. They're a little more replaceable than Run Ashore is. I don't like Undersea Invader, but we do have the giant Glimpse the Cosmos. So it could happen. We'll take this Raptor. Kind of doubt it makes the cut, but you know. So we don't have spell duplicates, so I don't think we want Frostpire Arcanist. No. We probably just grab another Augury Raven, I think, here. Yeah. Like I said, you know, these are good in multiples. Not so true about Behold the Multiverse. Yeah. I mean, we might take a second one eventually, but we're going to take Augury Raven here. So we're definitely not snowy enough for Ascendant Spirit, so that's not happening. But, yeah, ooh. This is definitely what's happening, though. This is going to be fun. I think we have enough Foretell that this could be completely insane. So it's what we're going to take and hope it shows up for us, unlike our Maya in our last draft. Yeah, if it wheels, I'd probably take it. I'd consider it anyway. The second Glimpse. Or not Glimpse, but the other one. Raven form isn't that good, so I'm not too hurt by not taking it or not having it. I mean, it's not bad. I think some people have gone too far in assessing it and calling it straight up bad, but it's not great. Icebind Pillar's good. We only have 2 Snowlands is our problem. Yeah, I think we probably just take Bind the Monster. We're short on removal, and we don't have the Snowland for Icebind Pillar. So, you know, I think we just take Bind. It's a solid removal spell. So this pack is completely underwhelming. Probably just take Ice Tunnel. Gives us another Snowland. Right now, I don't know that I would play it because we're not super desperate for it, but we might. The Carve's not bad, but I think we'll take the Ice Tunnel here. Yeah. We just don't have... Although this is a giant, and that matters, but I think with 0 spell duplicates, I still don't really want it. So we'll just take Ice Tunnel. The Tunnel of Ice. So, do I just go hard on Foretell here? I mean, we do have Vega and Alrund who like Foretell. Do I just grab God's Hall Guardian? I kind of feel like the Thought Thief is probably a little better than a second God's Hall Guardian. Yeah, the Hawk's not like completely terrible, but it's not good either, especially with only 2 Snowlands. So I think I'm going to take another Guardian. Let's see if it makes the cut. Okay, well here I don't think we will. Here we'll take a Story Seeker. Okay, snow-covered forest. I don't think we're interested. We'll grab the Thought Thief here. And we'll grab a Courser here. I don't know that we have anything it reduces the cost of, which is kind of weird in this format. But Winddrake's a Windrake. Okay, so this Behold the Multiverse Wield. I do find it hard to imagine we're going to play both. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I think it's probably what we take. I think it's going to be better for us than the other options, but I'm not sure it's going to make the cut in the end. Funeral Longboat. I think that's... I mean, it's kind of more likely to make our cut than these other things, but we'll take a giant. A random snow-covered land late here would feel pretty good. Don't think we're going to get it. I mean, we had the forest there, but, you know. People don't hate drawing cards, but I feel like most of the time, more than one can be a problem. So, yeah. Thought Thief. So this deck seems pretty good. You know, the two gods help. So we'll see how it goes. But, so I'm probably not playing Brine Barrow Intruder. I think we have a few easy cuts in here. Probably not playing Thought Thieves. So I don't think we're a Warhorn Blast deck. I mean, we have a lot of creatures, but we're not really going wide in an effective way. I mean, it does give us late game punch, but so does Run Ashore. Now, it does have Foretell, and we have Vega. So maybe that's enough to cut Run Ashore instead. I mean, they're kind of different. I mean, Run Ashore can blow people out in either direction. Warhorn Blast can only blow people out if you're attacking. So I kind of feel like, you know, we probably need Run Ashore because of the interaction it gives us. So maybe it's Warhorn Blast that does get the cut. Yeah, is the Thief better than the Courser here? I don't know if I agree about that. I mean, we do have a lot of flyers, but having another one is worthwhile, I think. I think we run Ice Tunnel just because of our one Berg Strider. Like, we kind of need 3 Snowlands for him. And it's not that big of a cost, so we're going to leave Ice Tunnel in. I don't really think... I mean, we're not making Battlefield Raptor any bigger in this deck. So, you know. Maybe we lose 1 Guardian. I feel like holding on to interaction is a little more important than holding on to creatures, because we don't have that much interaction. We could just go down to 1 Behold the Multiverse. I mean, it is slow. Yeah, I don't love Mists of Lityara, but we may be in a place where we're desperate enough for removal that we want to consider it. So, yeah. I don't think Inga is the least bit sketchy in a trickless deck. I mean, she's a 4-mana 3/3 that scries 3. That is still harder to... messes up combat for your opponent. So it's far from sketchy. Yeah, I mean, I do kind of keep coming back to Run Ashore, but I feel like we want 1 Run Ashore, and we're going to go down to 1 Behold. Yeah, I think I can live with this. So our Glimpse isn't amazing, but we have, what, 2 Giants? You know, that's enough. You know, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Disdainful Stroke does seem better in this format than many things. than in mini formats, but I'm not ultra enthused about it either. What a good hand. So, Glimpse the Cosmos might make this keepable, especially on the draw. I think we can actually keep this. Yeah. We'll find a plains either between our draw steps or glimpsing, or we'll just draw a Glacial Floodplain. That works too. That makes me feel a whole lot better, actually. So we're probably just going to play this as a creature on turn 3. I feel like that's usually what you want to do early game with it. Play our Story Seeker here. Because almost every deck has snowlands that you can punish with this. And almost every deck has a few cards that cost enough mana that they're punished too. So, I think that's where we're going to go. Playing it early. You know, the other side is good on a stalled out board, pretty much. Like, that's the scenario where you will find yourself using it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and play Raydane here. And into our turn. Funny thing is, if they have Feed the Serpent, it costs 6 now. So, same thing with Struggle for Skemfar. So, there's some removal that can deal with Raydane right this second, but there's not a ton. So next turn we probably foretell this and play our Shieldmate. I think that's probably what we do. We may have to bind something, I guess, but right now I don't feel like that's what I need to do. All right. So we are going to block the Horizon Seeker with our Story Seeker. They're both seeking things. But I think we just take Score and Effigy. They could have Way Down. Like, that could be what they're planning on doing here, which would suck. But I still think we go for the block. They do not have Way Down, so that's good news, I think. Alright, so let's attack. And yeah, I think we want to foretell you. And then play our Shieldmate. Oh, yeah. They had to pay 3 for it from Exile, from Foretell. So, we did make them pay a bunch more mana, but, you know. There you go. Okay. So, yeah, I think we play Doomscar Oracle into Starnheim Courser here. Against a black deck, I think holding onto an island here is worthwhile. Yeah, Foretell, I guess, does weaken Raydane. Like, how many times are we going to see Essica's Chariot? I've seen it like 3 times in my last 5 games, and it's been kind of rough. All right, so let's glimpse here. I mean, I think we want Stalwart Valkyrie. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the cheap cast here. Try to race them in the air, I guess, is our plan. I mean, we get to gain life and stuff in the meantime. Run Ashore will give us some pretty nice value at some point. We do need one more land. And we did just decide not to take them, but I think playing the Valkyrie was much more worthwhile, so my feelings aren't too hurt about it. Yep, Run Ashore can bounce both tokens, but they're going to make an extra one right now. Morning, Huckabee. I am enjoying the format so far. I mean, I haven't figured it, solved it, as you can tell from my record, but I have enjoyed it. So I think we're just going to take 9 here. Seems like the right plan. Yeah, we're just going to take 9, unfortunately for us. We went 0-3 in our first draft. We had some bad beats. Well, there's Alrund. I guess we play him. Yep. Let's hope he stays alive. I wonder what card type I should name. Alright, so I think we can actually get away with an attack in the air here. So let's do that. Drop them to 11. Then we'll play Alrund. Yeah, I'm thinking about land. Ouch. Should have named instant or creature. So Alrund's probably dead now too, and we didn't get any value out of it, which is sad. And why I think he falls maybe a little short of bomb range, because you have to have some luck for him to do his thing most effectively. That said, we may be able to find lethal at some point in this game thanks to Run Ashore. So yeah, that's not good. I think we just suck it up and take damage in that case. I mean, yeah. We're in trouble. This Chariot has been a beating. Yeah, 6th land could give us lethal this next turn, which is crazy. All we just bounce these two and swing for 3, 5, 7, 10, 12. So I kind of think we just take this and pray we draw our 6th land. Right? I mean, yeah, I think that's what we do. I think that gives us the best chance of winning. Yeah. I guess blocking with the shield make could have been worth it. So if they play something else here, and they do, yeah, playing something else there means we might not get there. In fact, it means we won't get there. Ugh, stupid 6th land. That is so frustrating. I don't know what else to say about it. the fact that we're as close as we are, but aren't going to get there. The good news is we can use Run Ashore to buy ourselves a turn. So we're not in a complete... We're not completely effed, but we're not doing great either. So, yeah, I mean, if I bounce these two, attack with everything, they just have to block. Yeah, they go to 1. Man, that's annoying. All right, we're not going to name land this time. I think we're going to name creature. Nice. Ooh. Interesting, interesting. So, Bergstrider could help. Probably won't quite get us there, I guess, but could help. Blocking with the shield mate would leave us with, yes, like a little more life, but less damage too, so... Can we find a window with Run Ashore? Bind the Monster, obviously, not great in this game. Attack with everything. Just attack with everything. If you attack with everything, we might find our way. The annoying thing is, if I bounce either of these, they have ETB abilities. All right. So... yeah, I think we're probably dead. We are going to block that. Because we can, for free, more or less. We're going to block there. Oh, you didn't attack me. Wait a second. So, there's only 4 attackers. I can take 4 damage here, so... and then I can run ashore. Hold on a second. So... alright. We're going to bounce the Trampler. I know they'll have an ETB ability, but I think we kind of have to live with that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess outrun blocking the troll makes slightly more sense. Alright. So... run ashore. What? I can't believe I ran out of time. Didn't seem like I spent that much time on that. Jesus Christ. That is frustrating. It was a hard situation. I mean, we're probably dead anyway, so I don't feel completely dejected, but... yeah. I feel a little dejected. I feel like if I could have blocked, I definitely, yeah, should have moved more quickly. I think that's literally the first time I've ever timed out. When I didn't get disconnected, I should say. So that's rough. We definitely had one more turn. I don't know that it would have saved us, but we did have it. So I think playing turn... This Augury Raven next turn is pretty appealing. I could just go for a curve out, potentially. But I have to, like, draw lands for that to happen. So let's just foretell this. And get the clock going. Yeah, alright. So we're going to play a Raven. I'm sure we won't get a third land, so... Hey, there's a third land. I knew it. I knew we had those. Yeah, let's go with our other flyer. Try to run them over in the air. Okay. I'm not really sure what our opponent's doing over there, but can't say I hate it. So we're going to foretell this. Just keep attacking them in the air. I've had to contend with that chariot a lot lately. It's been rough. What is happening? They're pretty much dead. So maybe we'll get our first win of the day. Since our opponent never cast anything. Oh yeah, they're dead. They tried to dirtle a little too much. That's how you win, you know. They could have... Now, Frostbite. Does Frostbite save them? It might. They might still be okay this turn. Although, if I draw a land... Yeah, so I can only drop them to 1 here. I think it's probably better to just... Oh no, I could drop them to 0. Yeah. Yeah. Look, we won. Because our opponent never cast anything, and we quickly took over the board with flyers. That is one way to do it. Seems solid. Yeah, maybe bounce something, play Raydane. Yeah, seems fine. We need to get more of those Ravens in our opening hand, I think. We do have 3, I think. I want to go up against like a super heavy snow deck with this. You know, the first deck we played it against never played anything that it affected. Well, they had to pay 2 extra mana for Struggle for Skemfar. Which isn't nothing. But locking down Snowlands would be hilarious. So I'm probably gonna foretell, I guess maybe the Oracle on turn 2. Interesting. So we can actually play the Haka side here, and it's actually a pretty good blocker. Now, it's also vulnerable to removal, obviously. But I might be okay with that. I think I am. I can also just bind the monster this to keep it from doing its stuff, but let's play Haka here. That seems like a pretty good sign. I think I would just take it if they attacked me. Alright, so we're gonna attack. Get the scry here. Return it to our hand. I kind of wish it was a May ability, but it'd probably be a little too good. I don't think we want you. Lands are what we really want. Alright, so let's play Raydane now. Our opponent's gonna be like, really? Gods, back-to-back gods. Well, I only played the bird half, you know? Path to the World Tree is pretty cool and surprisingly doable. Aha, that came into play tapped. We did it. We did it! I think they just realized That's funny. Okay. Well. Kind of thinking Oracle plus Bind the Monster doesn't sound too bad. But it's not really something I need to do yet. It would let me use all my mana, which is usually good, but... I think we just play the Oracle. We could play Haka again, but... I think we'll go with our Oracle here. Hold on to our bind for a bigger problem. Cavalry's no joke, I mean, but... yeah. Finding a snowland would be good. Scrying will be really good. I couldn't foretell Depart and play Doomscar Oracle that turn, so that would be why. Yeah, so we'll play Inga here. She'll help us find what we need to find to set up what we want. Okay, so I definitely want that island, and I think I probably want Augury Raven. Seems like flyers are doing the work here. Next turn, I'll draw an island and know I have a creature on top too for our Owl Run, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's not great news. It's not an immediate threat, luckily. Well, if I left both creatures... I guess I could have left both. I'm kind of okay with what we did, though. But yeah, I guess if I went island, creature, I would have known I was going to draw 2 cards, so... might have been worth it, instead of just knowing for sure I'll draw 1. So... trying to decide if I just want to take 5 here. I think I do. Double block, draw 3. Well, you know, that may have been good. We would have gone pretty far behind on board, but it might have been worth it. You could be right. That's a big owl run. So we have lots of ways to interact with their board that I'm hoping will allow us to punch through. They're pretty close to being able to use this if they can't already. Green. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any snow mana yet, unfortunately, for our Berg Strider. I'm thinking... What's fun is I can get rid of this hammer. Uh-oh. We probably need to bind the monster that, because it will run away with the game if we're not safe. If we're not careful. Yeah. So, let's do that. See if they do anything in response. This is a pretty good thing to use Bind the Monster on. Ah, they're gonna make... Interesting. Isn't that interesting? So, if I... Do I just want to attack with everything here? And then use Depart the Realm to wreck anything they might try? Kind of think that seems good. Yeah. You are an instant, right? Yes. Just double checking. Just double checking. So killing Inga will make their lives a little easier in terms of combat, but I think we're okay with that. And I can actually bounce this Dwarven Hammer so that it doesn't happen the way they want it to. Okay, so we are going to lose our double spell payoff here, which I don't love, but it's not the end of the world either. And we are going to play a second spell this turn, but yeah. We drop them to 7, and then we play... Yeah, we're just going to hardcast this Augury Raven. All right, we get to do this. Let's go with creature. Land, huh? I don't know that I'm going to do a video on what I got wrong just because I got so far behind that I didn't get to do it. I'm planning maybe on at least doing a write-up and like posting it in my community tab. It's just hard to find the time between my new YouTube channel, which, by the way, is called Nietzsche History. In addition to my Magic YouTube channel, I have that one. Check it out on YouTube. Mostly talk about, so far, medieval religious history, which is my area of expertise with my PhD. But I'm going to talk about other kinds of history. For example, I'm talking about chess next week, in next week's video. So, the history of chess. Alright, so we just take this 5 here. Would have been funny if they had, like, Kaya's Onslaught for the win there. And by funny, I mean terrible. But, yeah. But, so yeah, between that channel, my main YouTube channel, streaming, it was really hard. And then the set review kind of came out of nowhere. Usually I try to get that video done just before the set review, because once the set review happens and a new set comes out, my life is, it's hard to find little windows to make bonus videos. So... they're probably about to path to the World Tree, I guess. They have the mana for it. But if that's their plan, I think we get lethal here. They can't kill any of our creatures with it. Of course, they should do it at instant speed, I guess. Because they can. Okay. Interesting. So we have the mana now for Run Ashore. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and they have green, blue, red, black, white. So yeah, they can use this ability. Do I just attack with everything here and then leave up Run Ashore to deal with the token they're gonna probably make to block? I think that seems reasonable. Run Ashore is tempting, but it's not gonna get us there single-handedly. Because they can make a token to block Alrund and then they take... Oh, that actually is still lethal, isn't it? I still think, in the interest of being cautious, we will just attack with everything. And see what happens. So if what they do is crack this, we win with Run Ashore. Alright, so they do that. They get their token. And then we Run Ashore. So target an online permanent to put in its owner's library. That should give us lethal. They do have one red mana up, I guess. So if they have Frostbite to kill Inga, they can survive another turn. No, they can't. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't think there's anything that can save them. Nice. Yeah, I guess Hexproof for 1 green would have saved him. Ooh, we haven't had Vega yet. I forgot we even had Vega. This should be interesting. Of course, we don't have any Foretell in this hand, but still. We'll get some. We got all the snow we need for our Berg in this game. Bergstrider. Okay, so... Alright, so, we'd probably just play Vega here. Although it's not like we're going to get the value out of it right away, so I could wait a little longer in case I'm worried that it'll die. But next turn I can play Shieldmate and Guardian and foretell the Guardian, and then hopefully draw a card on the next turn. So it seems fine. Probably don't bother attacking with Vega if they don't attack me anyway. Yeah. Okay, so this plan looks like it's going to work. Now I do attack. I don't think there's any huge risk. I guess they could have the destroy tapped creature card. That does matter. Yeah, I think we're going to be a little conservative here. I think we have the luxury of doing so. So I think we go foretell you, play you. So next turn, we should be able to play this and get a cantrip out of it, which will be a pretty good deal. What archetype have I enjoyed the most? I don't know. I think the snow decks are fun. That's sad. We'll potentially be able to really wreck Colossal Plow with stuff we have in our hand. However, this 2/3 Battlefield Raptor is kind of a problem. And we can't run ashore right now either. So, let's just play this. If they can crew this even once, it is kind of a problem. I mean, it's not that hard to deal with, but if they have to tap a bunch of stuff to crew it and then we can run ashore, we would be really happy. Really happy. Well, they might be able to do it here. Oh my god. They did it. No they didn't. Good. Glad to hear it. I think maybe we want to play Haka and foretell our Doomscar Oracle. I don't hate the idea of attacking here. I mean, it's a free attack anyway, right? They can't kill it. They can't crew this right now, so yeah. We'll attack with this Guardian. So it would be really annoying to play Haka here and then draw the island next turn, but it's not the end of the world. I think we go for it here with Haka. And then foretell this. So they can crew that now. I would probably just block it with these two if they crew it. Doesn't look like they will. Okay. So unfortunately, Haka can't really attack. I kind of overlooked that. It'll be able to eventually. We're just not there yet. So I think we'll play Oracle Mistwalker here. Gain that life. So we're not in great shape here. We really need to draw... I mean, we are going a lot wider than they are, which could matter in the end. Yeah. We need to draw mana for a run ashore. And I think if that happens, I think we end up in a really good place. But it hasn't happened yet, so... Yeah, I like that they went all in on a creature because of run ashore. I don't hate that part. Oh my god. This person went all in on the Colossal Plows. Yeah, we'll go with the Raven. So... one of our 3 powers things is going to die. I'd probably give up the Oracle. But I'm guessing they're going to make us give up. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say, the big flyer could be what goes away. I think playing Haka was a bad idea in retrospect. I was kind of just assuming that things would work out and I'd be able to get it back. Okay, this might be a situation where whether Valkmira is better than Raydane. I think it probably is. Yeah. All right. So, end our turn. Yeah, Valkmira really wrecks their combat. Like, yeah, it's just not gonna... It's not gonna be easy for them to do well in combat here. Okay, there's our final land that we wanted. We have to wait a turn to use it, but that's okay. So the awkward thing about Run Ashore is they can just crew their vehicles in response, but I guess if they do... Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably still going to be worth it, but... Oh my god, how many Essica's chariots are there in the world? I've seen it so many times. I mean, the good news is we are still in pretty good shape, but it's certainly less good of shape. So, I think if I get Run Ashore, I probably just bounce the flyers. So that I can get an attack in and return Hakka to my hand. And we actually do have the mana already, should be noted. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. Maybe I just attack with Hakka, but I think we probably just want to do this now. So... we'll put you and you. Go away, please. So they can crew a plow in response, but we don't really care. Yeah, I think we only attack with Hakka here. That'll let us get Alrund online and we can start drawing cards and stuff. Alright, so we're going to name Instant, because Depart the Realm seems pretty good here, too. Oh, except I can't play Alrund right away, so I probably wouldn't have... No, yeah, I'm okay with leaving it. That seems reasonable. They do have to pay the full cost for the Valkyrie now. They don't have a creature to exile. Alright. I figured that was coming at some point. So... I think we can double block this and feel fine about it. The damage... Yeah. We could have a trick or something, but... kind of okay with it. Yeah, that works for me. This feels like it's going to be another long game where we're trying to beat Issaka's chariot. Alright, so... yeah, I'll play Alrund here. I do think I'm going to make him smaller, because I think having the mana up for Depart the Realm matters. It depends on what we hit, but yeah, so I guess we can play the island and then... No attacks. In turn. So we're going to go with creature here. Right, that works for me. Yeah. So the annoying thing, you know, bounce spells are usually so good against vehicles. Not so much with Isuka's Chariot, because it's like, oh, by the way, I get 2 cat tokens when I come into play. So, yeah. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, I think we'll play Inga here. And probably foretell Depart the Realm, because I'll have the mana to do it. So, ooh, Bergstrider, yes please. So, maybe we... Nah, we just want to draw him. I mean, yeah, we'll name creature, so, yeah, that'll work out. So yeah, then we'll foretell this. And then we'll name creature. Nice. I think we're in pretty good shape, you know, despite our opponent being at 22 and having an imposing board state. So I can even save Alrund if I decide that's worthwhile. I don't really think it is, but... Okay, so... I wish I could hit for more in the air right now, and our Valkyrie will help us with that. Yeah, so... We're going to hold off on Bergstrider until we can sort of chain together some better attacks in the air. So I think we're going to do this. Exile our Story Seeker. Then we'll foretell this. We're going to hold on to this land. We can already cast both of these from foretell this turn, so we don't need to get cute or anything. Let's go with creature again. They may be planning on trying to deck us, I guess. I don't know. Man, they went there. They went with the Ox. And that's pretty sweet. Yeah, Valkmira is definitely our saving grace right about now. So let's behold the multiverse. Ooh, Glimpse is good because we have, yeah, we have a giant in play. And then... Do I want to depart the realm on that Valkyrie right now? I think I do. Find the monster will be pretty good. Yeah, running out of cards would be bad, but I think we'll be okay. We're about to have a pretty good clock in the air. Yeah, we'll do this again. Then we're going to play Augury Raven, I think. The old-fashioned way. That's true. I could start naming things I don't have. I don't think we're there yet. But we could end up there. Man, the life they're gaining is kind of a problem. Not gonna lie. It's making our race that much harder, you know? Okay, so let's bind Stalwart Valkyrie here. So if I play Bergstrider here and tap down God's Hall Guardian, that's a pretty big swing that we can take. So in response, they can crew their vehicles, which is worth remembering, but with Valkmira in play, like, it's very hard for them to do well in combat. I think I'm going to play the Bergstrider here. Alright, so not quite everything's going to attack, but a whole lot of things are. Yeah, I think we go with all of this. So Valkmira makes it really hard for combat to go their way. So let's hope it doesn't. Okay. The rest of the blocks are not so simple. Like, yeah, that one will still kill my creature. Okay. Definitely a worthwhile swing there, and this will still be tapped next turn. So the question here is whether I'd rather play Story Seeker to have another blocker right away, or if I just want to hold on to Glimpse and Glimpse. I think Story Seeker's fine here. Yeah. Let's go with Creature yet again. Alright, see? Our whole deck is lands, by the way. So, we can not, you know, we'll stop naming lands because that won't do us any good. But the bad news is what we have in play right now is everything we've got. So we have to find a way to win with it. We have 2 cards in our deck that might not be lands, but the rest is all lands. So, okay, that one wasn't a land, so that's pretty good news, I guess. Should we find out what the other one is? I don't hate that plan. Okay, so definitely take the Raven. And now our whole deck is lands, so there you go. Now we'll stop drawing cards. So milling us out is not a likely outcome. Alright, so let's swing again with lots of things. So Inga drawing us 3 cards right now is kind of funny. But, you know. Honestly, Alrund could even start swinging. He is a pretty good blocker, though. So maybe I don't want him to. Yeah, we'll keep him around for now. We are quickly gonna... His power is gonna go down, but we'll keep him back. So we saw the power of Alrund in this one. I mean, he drew us all our non-lands, basically. Between that and all the scrying we did, like, you know, we drew all of our non-lands in our first 31 cards, which is not usually what's going to happen there. So, but it is what happened here. Okay. So we are going to draw 3 cards, I mean, which will make Alrund bigger if nothing else, I guess. Maybe we won't draw 3. Maybe not enough things are going to die. But they're taking a ton of damage. I think throwing this Raven out there in our Harbinger is pretty good. This has been a key card. I mean, no matter how this game goes, I think we were able to stabilize because of it. They have 3 cards in their hand. I feel like some of them must be removal or tricks, right? I mean... So we draw 3. Oh, never mind. We didn't have enough creatures die, so they didn't let us... that's fine. So we're going to play another flyer here. Would I rather foretell this than play the Harbinger? That's probably a little better. We're going to name Planeswalker. Oh, I guess I don't have any in my deck, so it won't let me. Creature. Look at that. Those lands. Alright, so we've got everything in our deck out there. Surely... surely that will get us there, right? So I think I throw a token in front of that. I mean, I don't see any reason to risk anything else. I mean, this can trade with it if they have nothing. But how likely... Okay, they gave up. I was going to say, but if they have nothing, like, why did they attack? That was a fun game. You know, I like these long, grindy games, especially when they go my way. They're fun even if they don't. But, yeah. Yeah, having those high crew vehicles is a rough time. Like, they were in a bad situation to have crew 6 vehicles in play. Got to give them props for the flavor window with the oxen and the vehicles, especially the plow. Well, we keep getting both our gods, which has been... This is probably a game where we play Raydane as a creature, just because we have it early. In the last game, we saw how good Valkmira can be. Late, but early, it's not so good. I might play Haka in turn 2. Depends how much pressure we're under. If our opponent just foretells something here, I think that's what I do. It'll really smooth out our draws. Or if they do that, that works too. Now, the risk is Alrund is also much more vulnerable to removal spells as Haka. And that is a risk. I could maybe I should... Maybe I'll hold off. I mean, I think we have a decent enough start without it this time that we don't have to lean on Haka to get us there. Like, we can play Raydane next turn and there's no deck. So, chances are good that Raydane is pretty nice in this game. And we can always play Haka again later, so. Well, that's not great news. Yeah, we do play Raydane here, though. Hate on them snowlands. We could use a snowland for a Bergstrider. This is such a good target for your binding the monster We did that in our last game, or one of our games. It may not have been the last one, and it was pretty key. See, look at that. Came into play tapped. We got the value. That's the second time today someone's played one of their lands, seen it come into play tapped, and been like, what happened? And then looked at Raydane. Feels good. Feels good when you're the one on the receiving end of that. So yeah, I think we play Mistwalker this turn, and then Alrund on turn 5. That one came into play tapped anyway, so I don't feel quite as much like we got him, but, you know. Yeah, so they're going to be making stupid amounts of mana soon. I really need to find a way to deal with Svella. Yeah. I mean, I'm still probably going to name creatures and just try to go wide on them, but... You know... It's maybe a little tempting to name what, like our bounce spells or removal spells. Oh no, do they have blue mana for a counter spell that they're splashing off a Manalith? Feels like they might. We are 3-1 so far, Lord Will. I think. We definitely have 3 wins. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. This might get out of hand if we don't find removal for Svella soon. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Yeah, so they have 8 mana for Svella's ability. Oh, there's a snow land. That'll help. Not this turn, mind you, but it will get Bergstrider going next turn. It's kind of dangerous here to attack, but I think we're going to do it anyway. Svella is nuts. Like, so nuts. I think we just have to cross our fingers, you know, but things could go really wrong here. Now, they do have to be flying creatures, and that's less likely, but not impossible. Okay. So, that's not going to prevent any damage. I like that side of things. It will, however, be able to kill everything. Yeah, getting it on your opponent's turn means you can use it right away in your turn, which makes a big difference. Like, this card's kind of clunky in some situations, but... Alright, so I think tapping down Svella is well worth it. They're going to use the ability in response, but then they'll have a turn where they can't use it. Plus, I'll know what their plan is, basically, right? So, yeah, I think we play our Strider here. And tap Svella. In response, they'll use the ability, but this will be tapped and this will be tapped, so that's not too terrible. Svella may have turned out to just be the best of these. I think Furia is pretty good too, but I've had good experiences with Svella and horrible experiences against Svella, so... Alright, so they get a 5/5, you know, I guess that's pretty good for basically free. Okay, so Svella is tapped down for a turn, which is good news for us. Whoa, Draugr Recruiter plus Priest of the Haunted Edge might not be good news. Man, oh, we do still have a Giant, actually. So we can cast this twice here. Ooh, Depart the Realm. What do you do for me? I feel like we want the interaction most of all. We can bounce Svella and hold it off from attacking us for another turn. I think we grab... I think we wanted a little more... Because we can sort of taste victory at this point. We just have to get there. Ugh. I guess God's Hall Guardian is where we go. It's big. Okay. I could consider bouncing the Outrider here and attacking with both of these, but I feel like keeping Svella out of the picture for longer is pretty darn important. So, yeah, let's play the Augury Raven here. And cast Depart the Realm on Svella. So, yeah, we have lethal in the air next turn. They need to draw a flyer, and we just greatly decrease the chances of that by getting rid of Svella. That first game we played was rough, but since then our deck has been very kind to us. We've gotten both our gods. Have we gotten both our gods every single game? I think we have. Granted, in one of them we drew like our whole library, but it was partly because of our god, so. Greater Geiger-Dawn. That's a pretty cool name. Pretty cool name. Oof. Yeah, that's a mulligan, unfortunately. Especially on the play. Just blue mana and a bunch of white stuff. This one's not great, but I do think it's a little better. We can at least foretell things and store them for later instead of not using our mana at all. So I don't hate that. But we are obviously pretty desperate to draw blue mana. I think we probably put the Strider back, sadly. Although, he's more impactful than Depart the Realm most of the time. But Depart the Realm may buy us valuable time here early, so yeah, we'll put the Strider back. Good news is they mulligan too. We did it. Yeah, so I think we foretell the Raven, and we probably just play it next turn. Our opponent's playing white, so the Snow Hate effect on this will be less relevant, I'm thinking. Well, Depart the Realm's going to be good in this game. If our opponent's plan is stack everything on top of their creature, yeah, so I think we can afford to take one more hit, and maybe they'll go even more all-in on their Cleric. So we're just going to play our Augury Raven now. Yeah, so we're just going to take 3. Alright, so... yeah, so I think we attack here. Then I'm going to play... I'm just going to play Story Seeker and leave up mana for Depart the Realm. Yeah, it seems reasonable to me. We may be more interested in Valkyria in this game, although if it's continues to look like it does now, That's probably not true. So, yeah, alright. So let's depart the realm here. They may be able to make this give them a counter now, which would be annoying, but we do get rid of 2 Valors of the Worthy, and they don't get anything out of it. Oh my god, it leaves the battlefield. I guess I should read a card. Wow. I guess it's smart they did it that way. That is a cool design. Like, I did not think that's how that was going to work. Admittedly. Wow. Usually that kind of thing, you know, it doesn't do anything, so. Yeah, it's still fine. It's just not, you know, great. So let's attack with both of these. Iron Verdict could be in the offing. So, would I rather play Valkyria here or Raydane? I kind of think Raydane is where we want to go. I mean, like I said, the snow part won't affect them, but the removal part might. I mean, the expensive spell part might. And they could have some snow. They're playing black. So I think we go ahead and foretell this. And just play another efficient flyer here. Okay, so they do kill our Raven. Yeah, maybe Valkyria was the better bet here, I guess. Alright, so I think we attack with both of these. Okay. And then we're going to play this. We'll hold on to our land to bluff. Yeah, that might be a problem. Okay, so if they want to double block our Guardian, I get to take down enough stuff that I think I'm okay with it. I can attack with everything here, I think. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, so I think we want to kill the 2... Oh, wait, I can't. I can kill a real card. Yeah, so I guess we'll kill those 2. Yeah. If they have a way to get stuff back, that's not going to be fun. They don't have overlapping creature types right now, at least. Yeah, so they just get back their Draugr. Ooh. I don't think we use this yet, but we probably will at some point, and it'll have a big impact. So, okay, let's attack with both. Yep. Drop them to 7. Get a 1/1. Well, we know that that's the Jarl. Yeah, the Jarl is awkward here for us, because it will still kill our Raydane. We could bounce it in response. But I almost think playing around it is more worthwhile here, and waiting till I can run ashore and bounce 2 things. So I'm just going to play around it. Yeah. And they are aggressive with their Jarl. Alright, so I think we go ahead and run ashore here. Bounce both of them. So, put this one in your library and put this one in your hand. Nice. That's a really good draw in the late game. Just because it helps, you know, it's a creature for one thing, but for another, it helps us set up really good draws. Got there. Yeah, I mean, you know, Raydane is not the most imposing of our two gods in this deck in terms of, like, straight up power, but that stat line has played pretty well all day today. And I guess in the end, I'm glad I cast it instead of playing Valkmira, because it ended up doing, I don't know how much damage to our opponent, but a whole lot. So... at least 10, 12, 14, something like that, I think is what Raydane did there. Alright, I think we can keep this. We haven't gotten to go off with Vega yet. I mean, our deck has been very kind to us in pretty much every way. But I would like to go off with Vega. Yeah, that's not great. When your opponent does this, it doesn't feel good. The good news is we can play our Harbinger next turn, but they're going to get an extra body here, which is a really good fast start. That's what I would do anyway. I think some people would rather play something from their hand, but I think holding on to all your resources and then making a creature token is usually better. Yeah, and that's what they chose to do. So let's play our Harbinger here. We need to get our shields up before the Usher runs away with the game. And it still could. Like, if they have removal here... Well, I guess if they have removal, they can't also use the Usher's ability, is the upside. Yeah, alright, good. We got them to stop attacking us. I don't really feel like we have a whole bunch of time for Foretell right now. So... I think we'll just play our Courser here. I think we take this 3. That's probably the Trumpet Blast or whatever. Alright, so I kind of think we're in a bind here, and what I'm probably going to have to do... What I'm probably going to have to do is play Story Seeker and then use the Harbinger to foretell our Augury Raven. And yeah, then we'll end our turn for blockers. So a trade isn't terrible. It'll let us play, like if we draw a land anyway, we could play Augury, Aven, and Valkyrie next turn if we trade here. And I think we probably try to. But yeah, there's a good chance they have the Trumpet Blast effect. Not Trumpet Blast, it's more like Inspired Charge. But, you know, the +2/+1 to your whole board thing. And so we have to block in such a way... that we don't get completely blown out by it. And I think basically that means just blocking here, because if they have it, this will still die. These will hit me pretty hard. I could kill the Shieldmate, but it'll leave a token behind anyway, so I think we just take the rest. Yeah. Okay. I'm okay with all that. Oh, good. We drew another land, which I'm pretty happy about. So yeah, I think we go Raven. Yeah, I will trade the, yeah. Or the Harbinger at some point, but I don't really think we're there yet. We needed it to help us foretell last turn. We'll probably trade with it now, although we're getting... It does get us closer to run ashore mana, which definitely matters. Do we want to attack here? No, I don't think so. We actually couldn't have Owled and Ravened because Harbinger only lets you play, lets you pay for the foretell cost. It doesn't let you pay for, casting a card with foretell. If that makes sense. I couldn't use the mana to cast our Raven, in other words. So I didn't have 5 mana available to do what you're saying, in other words. I really only had 4. So this isn't great, this situation. Run ashore will help us with it a little bit, but not as much as I would like. So I think we are going to trade our Courser here. And take the 4. Okay, so now we have run ashore mana. I think I probably just hold it up here. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty good here. They can play around it a little bit. So I think we just take this. If they try to use a trick, we can bounce it. Yeah, we're not in great shape in this one, I don't think. Alright, so I think we probably run ashore here. So we'll put you in their library and you to their hand. They may have the hexproof trick, which would be hurt us here. But yeah, if what you're saying is earlier in the game, maybe I should have played Vega instead of the Courser, you're probably right. But if what you're saying is on that last turn, I should have played Vega and then Raven, I just couldn't do it. Mana was didn't line up correctly for that to happen. Alright, so we'll play Vega finally. Because we would have drawn a card off the Raven if we'd played Vega earlier. Yeah, that's not good. Our opponent has a pretty darn good green-white go-wide deck. Unfortunately for us. This will help, though. God's All Guardian. I don't know that you do enough for me. I think we need to find something bigger and better. Yeah, I mean, part of the reason I didn't play Vega first is because I didn't care as much if I didn't play it is because I didn't care as much if the Pegasus died, but maybe that was being a little too cautious. The way the game went, it definitely would have been the better way to go. Thank you for the follow, UDM, and the Almighty Brushwag and Anti-Evil. And yeah, those are the ones I've missed thanking, so thank you. We can set up a draw 3 situation here without a whole lot of trouble. But yeah, this equipment is hard to handle, that's for darn sure. I haven't gotten to Rune to crown it up yet. Ah, okay. So much for drawing 3, which would have made the situation a little more bearable, I think. Okay. Well, we're going to have to trade with the token here, which is just great. And then I think we let this hit us. Yeah, gonna have to play Bergstrider here without the trigger, which we've avoided doing so far. 3 snowlands is about enough, but we're not gonna be able to do it here. I do still get to tap a creature for what that's worth. Maybe that is worth something. Nah, it's not really. I need to be able to double block if that thing attacks me, so. This is one of those games where we've been, like, losing the whole time, but we've been doing just enough to not, you know, straight up lose. Oh, man. Okay. Well, does that mean we're dead? Not completely. I mean, I block the Protector with Vega. No, yeah, I'd be happy if you didn't attack, actually. Yeah, so we'll block that, and we'll go to 1. And that'll do it. Yeah, our opponent stomped us. You know, our deck has been pretty great, overall. But the 2 games we lost, we got utterly crushed, I feel like, where we just were never able to get there. Alright, this is pretty good. Raydane is back. We foretell Raven on turn 2, probably. We could actually consider foretelling the Guardian, because on turn 3 we're probably going to want to play Raydane, but we'll think about that when we get there. I've seen some people say this isn't worth playing in, like, most of the time, but I don't know that I agree. I haven't played with it myself yet, so maybe I'll get a better feel. I only have experience playing against other people, so. Alright, so let's foretell this, because on turn 3 I'm going to play Raydane, and then on turn 4 I can just play the Raven, or God's Hall Guardian, I don't know. We'll do one or the other. But yeah. So, as a blue-red deck, I mean, there's a reasonable chance they have some snow. Alright. They're all in on the... I mean, I don't think Invasion of the Giants is really good. Ooh, I think we just play Vega now, because I don't feel like we're going to be punishing them a whole lot for snow stuff yet, and we might just play it as Valkmira later. I think we play Vega now. Now, there's a chance, unfortunately, that they have removal. But if they don't, being able to go Vega, God's Hall Guardian, draw a card next turn is kind of a big deal. I mean, yeah, I think Invasion of the Giants is solid. I don't think I would say it's really good, but, you know, it does the job. Being in blue-red, there's unfortunately a pretty good chance they can kill Vega here. So our Guardian can block that pretty well, which I think will feel pretty good. Hey, Snow Mana. Oh, yeah. So, you know, we've gotten to do some wacky stuff with this deck, but we haven't drawn a card off of Vega yet, so now we've done it. This next turn, I probably... Yeah. Yep. They couldn't really take super big advantage of their invasion that last turn, which sucks for them. So, I think trading with the trick here is fine, if that's what they have. Or a removal spell, that's fine too. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, nasty. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, that's gonna be hard to come back from. Alright, so... Yeah, I mean, Invasion of the Giants has been good in this game for sure. I mean, I didn't think it wouldn't be. I was saying other people think it's not good. I think the Giants are... the Giant thing is solid. I still don't think it's great, but it obviously worked out this game. So... I mean, nothing that I play is an especially good blocker, but I guess Mistwalker can block Birgi. I guess that's a thing, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember whose limited analysis I saw, but they had a list of... they had a list of uncommon sagas that they don't think are especially good, and it was one of them. Poop. That Raven form was pretty nasty. I guess we want to kill Birgi most of all, and then we're gonna just, like... chump one of these rather than take 8. Maybe I just take 8, honestly. I'm gonna take 8. Yeah. This is gonna be another game where Bind the Monster is hard to utilize. But we may end up doing it anyway this next turn. I do love me some Basalt Ravager. I always love these cards. I liked the one in Zendikar Rising, the Wizard 2/2 who did X where X was party, and I like this one too. Okay, well, you know what? Gaining some life is pretty good. Question is... God, Valkyria is just so expensive on this current board state that I don't think we can afford to do it. I think playing a card that can trade and then another card that can trade and gaining some life is better. Gaining life will make our Bind the Monster better. So, I think we're in kind of okay shape here now. It looked for a little bit there like we wouldn't be able to get there in terms of being in okay shape. Do I want to double block Craven Hulk here? I think I probably do. Let's see how ugly this gets. Not ugly at all. Oh, good. That's great. So I think we're going to have to bind the monster here, and it's not going to feel good. I can tell you that much. So we're going to play our Augury Raven. And then we're going to bind the Hulk. Drops us to 2. So yeah, removal kills us. Bounce kills us. Everything kills us. Oh yeah, I did have a free attack. Good call. Probably should have made use of it. Oh my god. What was there to think about here? Just equip your big creature and kill me. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Yep. I mean, this deck probably underachieved, I guess, at 5 and 3. But I'll take it. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. The 5 games we won, we, like, dominated. And then the 3 we lost, we got dominated.